Race number 8, post time 10:15 for this one. Has Saquin drawn wide again, gets that £10 or £7 claim for Angus Chung from barrier 10. Magniac, easy winner last time, but goes up £9 for it. Smart Ideas first up since January. He bled last time. Classic Unicorn has never won beyond 1,000 metres. Co-partner Ambition goes up in trip. Wonder Kit makes his Happy Valley debut. Leslie's coming back from the 1400 of Shah 10 to the 1200. Americ Spexo and Compassion Super come out of the same race. Americ Spexo winning their up in grade. And Magic Phoenix ran 4th first up behind Nordic Dragon last time. So that is the field for race number 8 here. Nick, what does the speed tell us?
I reckon they go relatively quickly here with Classic Unicorn in the field. He's drawn gate 3. Luke Ferraro, so we've seen what a gun he can be off the front end in recent weeks as well. So there could potentially be the right man booked to get him going forward and going nicely, but he would need to return to form. Magniac, I don't think will be too far away. He wasn't when winning last time, and he hasn't been in his last few starts. You mentioned Saquin there, Mark. He's drawn 10, can lead, but he's going to have to cross the face of a number of runners here, and Compassion Super is another one I don't think will be too far off them, Tom.
Yeah, and he had to go forward last time out to Saquin and got up outside the leader, but wasn't able to go on. Classic Unicorn is all about speed, but he's got no stamina for 1,200 metres, so that would be the concern there. And Compassion Super led up last time out, but he just might have a horse to cross him this time round. But worth noting, Classic Unicorn couldn't actually lead last time out on the all-weather.
He comes back to the turf for this week. He's never won beyond 1,000 metres, as Tom said, a 5-time winner over the 1,000. One horse that has found some form is Magniac. He's trained by Jamie Richards, whose stable is flying, and Nick had a chat to Jamie earlier at track work.
Jamie, Magniac looked very impressive last time when winning. He'll go back to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. How's the 3-year-old been since that win?
He seems to have done well. When he won last time, he was on the backup, so we've just given him a little bit of time into his next run. He had a good solid fitness sort of trial here the other day, trialled up well, appears to be going along nicely. Seems to be, well, there looks to be on paper a good bit of speed in the race, so hopefully he can just camp in behind them, and you know, hopefully if he can handle the increase in weight, then he should be able to run well again.
Just a 3-year-old, have you got all the right signs from said race and track work and trial that he's sort of taken another step forward? Yeah,
he's a horse with a good constitution. He's a good-looking horse. He's got size and scope and strength, and you know, walking around the stable, you could say looks like a 4-year-old. So we're not going to overtax him for the rest of the season. He might have one more run after this, and then we'll look forward to him next year. But he's certainly got a few things in his corner, and he didn't seem to mind any rain that was around last time he raced either.
Has he sort of fluked getting on the C course again? Because that was the course he obviously won on last time, but as you mentioned, plenty of pace, so it does suit those sort of front runners.
Yeah, I guess I think he'd be competitive wherever the rail was. He's that sort of horse. He just gives his best, but yeah, he heads to the races in good shape and maps like he should get a nice run. Just need a bit of luck from the gate, but hopefully Zach can overcome that.
There he is, Jamie Richards. Nick, as we have a closer look now at Magniac, and you can see 5 starts, just the 1 win, but it was so good last time, wasn't it? It
was very good. And look, they saw fit to put him up £8 officially. We'll carry 9 more in this race, but he looks extremely upwardly mobile. And what's interesting with him is that he's not, as a 3-year-old and an early 3-year-old, or as a 2-year-old when he was in Western Australia, he's quite substantial. He's over £1,200.
Yeah, he was a good recruit from South Australia. I think he won 3 or 4 starts over there, mainly all around the Belmont circuit. But his trial the other day was supermarked, 3.5 lengths going to the line, pretty much not tested really. If he'd drawn a gate, I'd be probably even stronger on him this time round. It's just gate 8's a little negative, but I still think he can win.
We might have to get Jamie to sponsor the show shortly, Tom, because every week it seems for Happy Valley he's the trainer to follow, but he just keeps on training winners.
He does. His Happy Valley record is very good. He's got Tronic Mighty going around in Class 5, race number 2. He looks to be a strong chance. 2 Infinities won at big prices. 2 of his last 3 wins. One was at 10, I think, from memory. The other one at 18. Happy for All's run was very good last time out, considering what happened to him at the start and in the race. Seasons with Magniac, and he finishes with Rattan Kingdom, who's not a forlorn hope by any stretch in that final race.
What did you make of Jamie's runners, Nick?
I think they've all got chances. Even 2 Infinity, as Tom alludes to, he's won at big prices. He's got more on his dish this time around, but he's in form, and the list of horses there, he's got some really strong chances.
Definite trainer to follow again on Wednesday night is Jamie Richards. He's trained to win the last 5 meetings at the Valley at least. Magic Phoenix will be fitter for his first up. 4th, Active Faith, a little disappointing after his first 2 runs in this grade. Nick, and California Sybil is very consistent.
He is. Alexi Vidal rides for the 2nd time. He's got a really handy course and distance record. So, look, he handles himself nicely around here. I agree with Active Faith. Perhaps a little bit below par, but I think he can bounce back. I think he's good enough to, Tom.
Recent trial up at Chungfar of Active Faith wasn't bad. He was held together there in that, but yeah, he does need to bounce back a little bit. Gate 6 certainly gives him an opportunity with Brenton of Duller, who's got quite a few rides Wednesday night for John Size.
He sure does. And we move on now, Tom, to co-partner Ambition. Now, this is last time. It was down the straight at Sha-Tin over the 1,000. He goes back to the 1,200 metres. His 2 starts at Happy Valley have seen him about midfield so far.
Can't draw a gate, this horse. I know it was on the straight course last time out, but prior to that, 1,400 metres, had 11, 10, 13 and 13. He's drawn the outside, but this was a good run of his the other day. Of course, Flying High has failed at the weekend. He actually bled, but Pleasant Endeavour ran well, and he wasn't too far away from them there. So did stay on, but is going to need a ton of luck, Nick.
Yeah, for sure. Look, if he didn't have that bad luck with the barriers, he'd have no luck at all, would he, this horse? So, look, straight course racing last time, obviously you can rule a line through that, but yeah, he's got no luck with the gates this time.
It might leave him until he hopefully draws a barrier going forward. Wonder Kit, we saw him in that trial in the interview with Jamie Nick behind Magniac. Here he is running 4th. He's starting to get a little costly for win punters, isn't he?
He is, and look, he's been well fancied his last couple predominantly. He's had 6 starts and he's placed on 4 occasions. Happy Valley debut. He's shown enough for mine, Tom, but again, I certainly agree with what Mark says. He's getting a little bit costly if you're a follower.
Yeah, you can see him boxing away between runners. So they just sort of came to the end of his run very late. In that barrier trial at Sha-Tin, he actually stumbled at the start and sort of got back, and there was no pressure put on him over the final stages. But you look at some of his early form, Beauty Eternal, Golden Express, Brave Dreams, have all been racing well, but he hasn't quite got his nose in front yet.
No, he was beaten a favourite 2 starts ago also. Now, some lower grade racing here, Tom, with Compassion Super leading as we pick it up. What about A America Spexo coming up in grade for the first time?
Yeah, well, I do wonder about the form out of this race, maybe because it was a blanket finish at the line. He is coming up in grade with that lightweight now on his back. So, look, he gets an opportunity here, does A America Spexo up into the grade for the first time. Compassion Super just was run over late, but again, there wasn't sort of too much there covering the top half dozen, Nick.
No, there wasn't. I think you can always query that form. I know there is a case to be made for horses going up in grade. I think these 2 might have their work cut out.
We'll turn the page then and go straight on to A Smart Idea, who's coming back from a bleed. He's had that 1 trial. It was down the straight behind Tronic Mighty, who runs in an earlier Class 5 race. But he does race well first up, this horse, Nick.
He does indeed, yes. He's never actually won, but he's placed, and he's run some super races when presenting fresh. This was over the 800 metres, this trial, and look, it was a sort of an easy sort of trial, really. He's done it comfortably there. And Harry Bentley, he's got a superb record on this horse, 120 days off the track. So I'd be wary of him at a price.
Yeah, I'm going to include him here, Nick, with dropping 16 pounds on his last run, so one would think he's fairly fit. And you mentioned Harry's got a good record on him. He certainly does. 4 wins. No pressure on that recent trial. He is still a little higher than his last winning mark, though, 67.
Barrier 1 on the C course is not a bad thing either. Who wins race number 8, Tom?
Yeah, I'm very keen, Mark, on number 3. Magniac here for Jamie Richards and Zach Purton. Will need some luck, certainly, from the draw of barrier number 8. But off the trial in his last win, where he was on a quick backup, he was very good. So Magniac over California Sybil, who ran well behind Nordic Dragon last time out. He loomed up. He should get a really good run from barrier number 4, similar to what he had last time out. Smart Idea goes well fresh. Harry gets on well with him. Trial wasn't bad, so he needs to go in. And I'll stick in Wonder Kit again, even though he has been a little costly his last turn. Will need a fair bit of luck from barrier 11, and we'll see if Happy Valley suits him or not. 3, 2, 4 and 7.
Yeah, also very keen on the 3 here. Magniac, mightily impressive win last time out, and Jamie Richards has clearly got him in a very good vein of form. So he'll go on top to hopefully repeat the dose. California Sybil in for second. Ran a nice race last time. Another good barrier here should suit. Active Faith, I think, can bounce back from that run last time out, and he might be a fairly decent price as well. And Smart Idea, equally as keen on him. He goes into the top 4 for me. He's going to be a double-figure price, and I think he'll go very well fresh. 3, 2, 8, 4.